Karen Smith, and I'm here to talk to you today about the setup for the swing and give you a couple drills that will fast track you to swinging properly. So if you read the last article that I put out, was about where do you start with kettlebells if you're new, or where do you reassess if you've been doing kettlebells for a while, and that was with the deadlift. So we actually start the swing in the exact same place, except you're going to step back from the bell. So if you read that article, you remember foot placement, you're going to hinge, and you're right over the bell. So for the swing, you're going to step back, and you're going to hinge. This is just the setup. So load the feet, really push into the ground, send your hips back, loading your hamstrings, tilt the belt towards you, and then corkscrew the shoulders. So you're engaging your lats. Everything's nice and tight before you start. So that's step 2, that's just the setup. So 1 was get into your deadlift stance. 2, load the hips and load the lats while you're away from the bell. Step 3, I want you to really learn where the proper placement is for your most power. What I mean by that is so many people want to step really wide when they swing, and they're not going to have the power there. So how do you test that? Well, with this step, you're going to do jumps. You're going to do about 3 to 4 jumps, and then on the 5th one, you're just going to stop. Do not let your feet come off the ground. So we're just going to start here. Jump. Okay? So, I'm going to work with this foot placement. It's going to give me a lot of power. It's where I landed from my jumps. Then I'm going to go back to step 2, which is reaching for my bell. So I'm going to hinge at the hips, load my glutes and hamstrings, load my lats, and now we're ready for the next step, which is the pendulum. So all I'm going to do is push it back, let it come forward. Push, let it come forward on its own. You can do that to the ground, or you can just push, let it swing forward. So what the pendulum is going to show you is that it's not about pulling with your arms. You're going to push with your arms and load as you hinge, but when it comes forward, it's coming forward on its own. And when you use your hip drive, it will come forward more. And that's why we say that the hips drive and the arms just guide the bell. So that's one way to practice that. The next one is what we call the start-stop swing, or if you saw Rick's article, he calls it the dead stop reps. So you can use this as a workout, or you can use it as a drill. So for what we're doing right now, we're going to use it as a drill to really load the pike position so that the bell will float because of the power of the hips. So same setup, root your feet, hinge at the hips, load your glutes and hamstrings, corkscrew at the shoulders. You're going to power that pike back, really powerful. Okay? But then you're going to go ahead and stand up. Reset. Reset each rep. So it patterns your setup, it patterns the explosiveness of the hike, and then when you load that with a really heavy bell, it's a great workout on its own. So now that you've done all of those steps, we can move on to swinging and just really practice the hip drive, okay? It's all from the hips, and let the bell float with the arms. So, go back to your setup, hinge, load your lats, hike hard, inhale as you send the bell back, big sniff in, and you exhale at the hip snap. Set it down safely. I hope that helps. So those drills you can practice and should give you a fast track to a proper swing.